Hello, little birds. Welcome to the library. I am Tish Raven, and I am here to tell you the true tale of Mercy Brown. In the 19th century, tuberculosis ran rampant through the Americas and Europe. People called it consumption or the wasting sickness, as its victims whittled away until they died. But as common as it was, tuberculosis was poorly understood at the time. People thought that if more than one person in a single household contracted the disease, that it must have a supernatural source, a demon perhaps, cursing the family. With that in mind, let me take you to Exeter, Rhode Island, to the farm of George Brown. The first person in the Brown family to die was Mary Eliza, George's wife. She was only 36 years old. 1 year later, her daughter, Mary Olive, also wasted away. A few years later, her only son, Edwin, also contracted tuberculosis. But Edwin had heard about a retreat in Colorado Springs that helped people heal from tuberculosis. So he and his wife left Rhode Island to convalesce in Colorado. Not long after that, Mercy Brown also contracted tuberculosis, and just a few months later, she died. Her illness was different than her siblings and her mother. It progressed much faster, and she was in the ground before Edwin returned to Rhode Island. Edwin had done well in Colorado and was far along the road to recovery, and so he decided it was time to return home to Rhode Island. When he arrived, he discovered that his sister Mercy had been in the ground for some time, and it wasn't long after that that Edwin took a turn for the worse. His disease progressed very fast, and there was almost nothing that the doctors could do, just as they had done nothing for Mary Eliza, Mary Olive, or Mercy. Until a folk remedy was proposed. Some neighbors came to George and proposed the idea that a demon was causing this illness to run rampant through his family. And it was well known that demons of this sort would usually choose a host from amongst the members of the household. However, as everyone who had the disease besides Edwin had died, there was no way to know which of them it might be, unless they dug up their bodies. And that is exactly what they did. One by one, the women of George Brown's family were exhumed. Mary Eliza was found to be nothing but a skeleton. She had been dead for 8 years. Mary Olive, who had died only 1 year later, was in a similar state of decomposition. Mercy was the last to be exhumed, and when they pried the lid off of her coffin, although she had been in the ground for many months, she showed no signs of decomposition at all. She was as fresh as though she were simply asleep. And more than that, there was blood around her mouth. There was, of course, a way to end Edwin's suffering. According to folk wisdom, the heart and liver must be cut from the host body and burned. And so, Mercy Brown's heart and liver were cut from her corpse and burned right there in the graveyard. You can still see the rock where her organs were burned in Exeter, Rhode Island. The ashes from Mercy's organs were mixed with water and made into a tonic. That tonic was given to Edwin, and he drank every last drop. Less than 4 months after drinking his sister's heart and liver, Edwin Brown died of tuberculosis. But since that time, Mercy Brown has gone down in history as the first American vampire. It is also significant that a copy of a newspaper article about this story was found in the notes of one particular author when he published his most famous work. That author was Bram Stoker, and his famous novel is Dracula. Thank you for joining me in the library. I am Tish Raven, and I bid you good reading.